Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Brought to you today by Unibet. Don't forget the links are in the description for some new articles by Unibet and some great articles on transfers. All transfers, Arsenal transfers, other transfers, the Maguire stuff, news of the Premier League, which of course kicks off this weekend. Want to check it out, jump into the description. Some excellent stuff there from some great writers, including myself. All right, and there's only 3 days to go now of the transfer window. I can't believe it. I've been doing it for so many days now, but only 3 days of the transfer window remaining. Really and truly, actually, not even 3 days, 2.5, because the transfer window closes a bit earlier this time. It's about 5 o'clock on Thursday. They're not doing like the late 11, 12 o'clock windows this time. So Arsenal have only got a couple of days left ready to get some players in. And as I said yesterday, the problems are defence. That's where I think every Arsenal fan recognises that's what Arsenal need to fix. Now, news coming in yesterday that Arsenal made a huge bid for one of the stars of French football at the moment, and that is Upamecano of RB Leipzig. There's been lots of fans talking about this guy. There's been links to him since the start of the window, but with Arsenal's limited budget, it was just assumed that there was absolutely no chance that Arsenal would be able to go in and try and get a player like this. Upamecano, he's only 20, so fantastic age to buy a player. And as I said, he's a very commanding centre-back, one of the stars of RB Leipzig last season, one of the main reasons why they had such a brilliant defence. And Arsenal reportedly yesterday submitted a bid of 60 million euros, around about 55 million pounds. But the reports are that this was rejected by RB Leipzig. Upamecano has a release clause of 100 million euros. Wow. That's 92 million pounds, roughly. And he's still got about 2 years left on his contract. So, you know, they're going to want a lot of money to sell him. They really don't want to sell him because they know he's one of their key players. They're in the Champions League. And I suppose they might be looking at it and thinking to themselves, boy, to replace him, you know, that would be very expensive. However, there are a lot of rumours that RB Leipzig would accept around about the £70 million mark for Upamecano. Now, what I would say is this. If Arsenal are able to raise the funds, I think this would be a brilliant signing. I was really thinking about it, and I was thinking he's only 20. And if you see the price that players are going for now, I mean, the Harry Maguire one, £80 million. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to hate on it because I think Maguire's a good player. But £80 million is a ridiculous amount. You can see how inflated the market is for good centre-backs. They're at a premium right now. But Harry Maguire, I think, is what, 25, 26? This guy is only 20. And when I look on it and I start to think, well, for the future, you've got 3 centre-backs, you know, if you was to bring in Upamecano, you'd have 3 brilliant centre-backs at Arsenal, where it'd be Upamecano, Saliba, when he comes back next year, he's only young, remember, he's about 20 as well, and Rob Holding. Those 3 would really be free for the future. So I think if I look on it that way, I think to myself, Arsenal, if you could get this deal done, it would be absolutely brilliant. It would be a deal for the future, and you wouldn't really necessarily have to be worrying about the centre-back position. You know, if Upamecano, Saliba come in and do the business, you wouldn't have to worry about that position, you know, for the next 4 or 5 years. It'd be outstanding. And if any of those players did move on, you know you'd be able to get really, really good money for them. So whether Arsenal move for him or not, it's remained to be seen. That is a lot of money. Arsenal are on a limited budget, as we've been told throughout the summer. But listen, they made the Pepe thing happen. Who knows? Who knows? Daniel Regani as well is still in Arsenal's thoughts. Arsenal have been talking to Juventus about Daniel Regani, the 25-year-old centre-back. Arsenal prefer to take him on a loan. Doesn't look like Juventus are as keen on a loan. They'd be more prepared to sell him. And apparently the price that they'd be willing to sell him for is around about the £50 million mark, which is, again, a lot of money for a guy that's really, sat on the bench a lot. He's highly rated over there in Italy, but sat on the bench a lot for Juventus. Wolves are apparently really interested as well. There was rumours that they even bid £30 million for him, which was rejected as well. But Regani also remains one of the players that Arsenal are interested in, and we could possibly see him come in that centre-back position before Thursday. But we definitely need a centre-back. One centre-back who looks highly unlikely that he will be coming in is Samuel Umtiti. Umtiti has travelled with Barcelona on their pre-season tour of Miami, which would indicate that, they've got no thoughts on selling him. He played in the friendly against Arsenal the other night as well. So it looks like that is diminishing, and that Samuel Umtiti, he said he wants to stay at Barcelona. Why wouldn't you want to stay at Barcelona? It very looks highly unlikely that he will be joining Arsenal. Now, Laurent Koscielny, as we know, for quite a few weeks now, desperate to leave the club. Rumours yesterday that Arsenal invited him to some peace talks. To, clear the air, let's sit down, let's try and sort this thing out. And Laurent Koscielny rejected those peace talks. As I said, it's rumours, but if it's true, what is up with this guy? He's like a little kid as far as I'm concerned. I know some people out there are going to say, well, he was promised that, he could get a free transfer. The captain of the club, I think he's acted disgracefully. He could have been sorting this sort of stuff out behind closed doors, and he's not. He's gone on strike to force a move, and the main reason for that is money. He wants that big signing on fee, and he's in talks now with Bordeaux. Arsenal demanding a fee, which I agree with. I like Arsenal's stance on this one. It looks like the deal's going to probably get done for a lot less than what Arsenal are looking for, though. Arsenal apparently were looking for about £9 to £10 million. The talk is that it might get done for around about the £5 million mark, but it does look like Laurent Koscielny will be leaving to join Bordeaux, and I don't know who advises these guys, but his legacy at Arsenal will be ruined. He's 33. That means a couple of years left on his career. Then what? What, you're going to come back down to Arsenal and after dinner talk and stuff? No thanks, mate. You stay in Bordeaux. But it looks like Koscielny will be moving to Bordeaux. And as I said, I just find him very ungrateful at the moment to a club that really made him. And then it's Carl Jenkinson. Looks like Carl Jenkinson could be on his way out as well. There's lots of rumours going around today that Nottingham Forest from the Championship are in talks with Arsenal over a move. Carl Jenkinson's only got 12 months left on his current deal. Arsenal definitely trying to move him out. I said yesterday that it was quite significant that he didn't play at all in the Barcelona game, even though we got problems at right back. We played him in a few games earlier on in the tour, but it's not going to be work out for Carl Jenkinson. Arsenal definitely looking for better in that position, and Carl Jenkinson looks like he could be moving to Nottingham Forest, or Nottingham Forest, one of the clubs that are in talks to try and get a deal done for Carl Jenkinson. And Eddie Nketiah, could he be going out on loan as well? Bristol City seem to be increasingly confident that they could get a deal done to take him on loan for the season. It's going to be interesting to see whether Arsenal keep him on or whether Arsenal decide to let him go out on loan to gain some more experience. But 2.5 days to go, and we'll find out exactly what happens in that case. Let's get into a couple of your comments. I've got my laptop here. Brew Momentum says, I think Chambers is going to be good this season. Still young, and he's a strong defender. Unai just needs to manage him like he did to Rob Holding. I assume, obviously, he's talking about there. Listen, if we can't get a deal done for a centre-back by Thursday, I expect Callum Chambers to figure heavily this season for Arsenal. Certainly, at the moment, there doesn't seem to be any talk of him leaving. DJ Ivory says, we're forgetting that Arsenal's squad has been mismanaged for years. Bang average players on huge wages makes them almost impossible to move on. He's made a great point there. This is not an overnight fix. Definitely can't all be resolved in one window. We've been patient, I get it, but the whole structure has changed at Arsenal, so patience is needed again, and I'm starting to believe in the club again. And you know what, he makes some great points there. You know, as I said, a signing like a Upamecano would be a dream signing. I like the fact that they'd be looking at guys like this of a young age, like Saliba's, people like that, that's for the future. I know we all need it now. We want it now. We're desperate to get back into that top four as well. But he does make some great points there. I mean, look at Liverpool. They had to be patient when Klopp came in, and now they're reaping the rewards of that. Finally, Sakaf says, I would honestly be happy with Lewis Dunk or Tarkowski. They put their body on the line when they defend, true Premier League quality. But the thing is about even those players now, they are so expensive. There's only a couple of days to go, and the whole Harry Maguire thing has just sent the prices of every single defender that's half decent up by about £10 million. So it's going to be a tricky market for Arsenal to negotiate over the next couple of days. But let's see what they do. Listen, thanks for watching the show today. Remember, only a couple of days left. Will we get the business done that can turn this into a fantastic transfer window? We'll have to wait and see.